Well, what I'm doing here is I'm loading some reduced 30-06 loads, and I'm using gas check bullet cast data for some of these extreme 150 flat nose bullets. I didn't care for these. They were sort of soft. I didn't realize how soft they were when I bought them. So I'm going to load them up here in the 30-06 for plinkers. Now I'm going to make two different loads, and I'm using this red dot for the first load, 13 grains. I'm using this old Lyman manual from 1970. And it's kind of critical because you could easily fit a double or a triple charge in these cases. Now normally what I would do is prime and charge every case, and then I would look inside to make sure they all had a charge before I started loading them. But I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to charge one at a time, but I'm going to keep the uncharged ones upside down as a safety feature so that I don't get any double charges here. And I'm, like I said, I'm going with 13 grains, so I'm going to turn this over. Dispense 13 grains. That's 13 on the head, so that's perfect. And I'm going to seat my bullet. Seated just fine. Now, all that room scares me, and that's why I say to keep them upside down so you don't wind up with any double charges. And then I just keep flipping them over, just like that. This red dot's so big and chunky, it'll get stuck in your powder dispenser, so you got to tap on it to get it all down. The second load I'm going to load is with this Trail Boss. I'm going to load up 50 of each to try. And see what I get. So this will be my first time loading reduced loads for 30-06. I've done it for 30-30 before, but never 30-06. If these work well, I may buy some more of these extreme bullets just for this. On these bigger rifles, I usually weigh every load. On pistols, I don't, but on the bigger rifles, I do. Pistols, I usually weigh every fifth one. Like I said, there's just so much room in these cases. You just have to be so cautious to make sure you don't get a double charge. These should be going around only around 16 to 1700 feet a second, which is slightly faster than Extreme recommends you push this bullet, but not much. It should be fine. I've pushed them faster in 300 blackout. Another thing is, I love these old manuals. They've got all the great data in them. This one's an old Lyman reloading handbook from 1970, 45th edition. I got this for $3 at a little gun store called Pinto's, and I'm constantly looking in here for data. Now, there's not a lot of data in here for newer powders. This is all a lot of older powders and stuff, but you find a lot of great stuff in here, like this cast bullet data I'm using. And that's great stuff. None of my newer books had any data for any powder that I had in in stock here at home for these bullets. So I refer to that and I found what I needed. So I love those old manuals. Anytime I can go in an old gun shop and find one, or a secondhand store, I would buy it in a heartbeat. Especially for $3. Anyway, that's about it. I just wanted to talk about the safety aspects and a couple things you could do to improve safety on your bench when you're working with the reduced loads.